Especially this time of year, it's important. When you get a couple of guys back, it's a huge boost to everybody because obviously we're coming to the end of a pretty long season. So Josh has worked incredibly hard to get himself back, which is great. I at the time didn't think he would be back in time, but he's worked very, very hard. He's so meticulous in everything that he does, Josh. So he's given himself every chance, and he's trained hard last week, reintegrated back into rugby, and has come through everything. So it's good to have him back in there. There's lots of guys, of a similar mindset for sure. But Josh he's always find something additional that can help him. Pretty amazing mindset that he has. So he's definitely a great role model for a lot of the rest of the guys in the group. So he's meticulous in everything that he does. He has himself in unbelievable shape. So hopefully he will go well tomorrow. There's a lot of different factors, but ultimately for us, we've come off a huge final, which we've lost, unfortunately, and very similar probably to the way we tried to manage the group last year. We're trying to get a bit of fresh energy into the team, and it also gives us a lot of experience on the bench coming off, so particularly with Johnny and Scott Fardy as well, the two of them having those leaders, to call on later in the game if required. So there's a little bit of that in it, Ross has done well as well during the chance he's had, played a lot of games for us this year, built up a huge amount of experience, so another positive step for him as well.
Hugely disappointing couple of days after, but we kind of made a point of getting back together and bouncing back from it with a huge opportunity ahead of us this week. We couldn't afford to do anything else, so put it to bed on Monday and picked apart the game and the review, and saw that there was a lot of positives that we can build on, and I suppose the beauty of sport is that we have another opportunity this weekend, and since sort of Tuesday everyone's just been hugely excited for the opportunity. At the time we would have reviewed that quite intensely and learned a lot of lessons from that game. Whenever you play against a team like Munster, you need to be right up there physically and in the right frame of mind. They're a hugely physical team, hugely combative, and we probably didn't get the balance right that day, we ended up leaving ourselves in a difficult situation. So there were huge lessons learned from that, but I think that helped us going on to the later stages of the season, and we didn't look back at that aspect too much this week.
I'd heard sort of rumblings. I think Garnabod has gone well for him this season as well. So big, strong physical presence, that back row that they have. So we thought obviously both would feature at some stage. It's they have a decent lineup. They've played a lot of games together, and again, it's going to be a great physical challenge for our guys, as these games always are. There's so much at stake. Obviously there's the Pro 14 this season, but there's obviously lots of other little subplots going on as well. So it's going to be a great challenge. Well, they're great games to be part of. So everyone's putting their hands up to play. We're trying to manage the group, because we have to be very respectful of the sort of physical, mental toll of last week's game. Very physical contest, so we need to make sure we freshen things up a little bit as well. So you're trying to make assessments on all the different individuals in the group, and what they can commit to. And again, a couple of guys struggled through training a little bit this week, which meant they were unavailable in the end. But everyone wants to be involved in these games this stage of the season. Particularly, as I said, what's coming up beyond the end of this season, with the World Cup leading into next year as well, and there's all these little battles going on in amongst the actual two teams going at it. So it's just trying to get a bit of a balance from our end. But guys have tried to park last week, and everyone's keen to get back playing. When you lose a game, particularly a big game, it takes a while to get over that disappointment, and sometimes the best way is just try and get out and play again. So hopefully that will be the case this week for us. So Shawnee didn't quite come through the week, so we thought he would have initially, but anyway, he trained yesterday and didn't come through training, so that ruled him out. Rob is similar, exactly. Rob's actually okay now, so he's not a million miles away. But again, it's just trying to see how guys come through the week, and we want fit guys ready, everybody able for the challenge that we're going to face. It's going to require a full physical effort from everybody this week, because they're opposition that are highly motivated. I've heard numerous people in their team over the course of the season, and talk about how desperate they are, to win silverware before they leave the province. So we know it's going to be a great challenge.